At Life.Church, we like to say that we're not just spiritual consumers, but rather spiritual contributors, here to play a part in the work that God is doing around the world. And today, I'd love to show you how your work in the church is making a difference outside the church. Coming up, we'll travel to Southern California to see how Javier Cordova is using the YouVersion Bible app to share his faith. Then we'll see how our church responded to Pastor Craig's message series, How to Neighbor, as we go beyond the message. And finally, I'll take you to Uganda to see the work of our newest global mission partner, Tear Fund, and how they're helping those living in poverty build a new life for themselves. The YouVersion Bible app is helping millions of people engage with God's Word on a daily basis. Over 225 million mobile devices now have God's Word accessible at any time in over 900 languages. Javier Cordova lives just outside Los Angeles, California, and uses the Bible app for more than just his own reading. Now, thanks to the social features, he's found an entirely new way to share his faith.
8 years ago, I was a new believer, and I had a hunger for God's Word and know more about God. I travel to work every day, 45 minutes to and from work on the train. I had a smartphone, so I started searching apps, and then I ran into YouVersion Bible app. It had many features that I liked. I was able to look at it, highlight different verses, and I also used it as a ministry for me. And I had many brothers at church that I could forward to daily verses. And they would get back to me saying, wow, that verse really hit home.
Monty station's next to Monty. Monty is your destination. Please watch your step. Use the handle to make way through the train.
Although we're in different places, it's almost like we come together. I am very grateful to Life.Church for providing this Bible app for free. 200 million plus downloads. That's God working through your church, and I am very grateful, and I'm sure most of the world feels the same way I do.
In May of 2016, Pastor Craig Rochelle taught and inspired our church to play an active part in the solutions to problems in our local communities, and the response of our church was incredible.
We are not the answer. Jesus is the answer. We are the servants. Don't miss this. Jesus is the answer. We are the servants. Those who are struggling are not projects you help. They are people you love. Instead of, in my state, 10,500 children waiting for a family today, there were families waiting for children to be in need. Why? Because the church rose up and lived as the church. The church is plan A. You know what? I was a spiritual orphan, separated from God by my sin. But because of Jesus, what did God do? God adopted me into his family. And that's how we neighbor. We love God with all our heart, mind, soul, and strength. And what do? We love our neighbor as ourselves.
Our church's response to the needs of foster children and families was staggering, with over 423 families saying yes to becoming foster or adoptive families, and another 554 willing to support those in foster care. And that's just part of it.
The How to Neighbor series has completely transformed the relationship that we have with our local missions partner. In 1 month, we watched our engagement with that partner triple, which is the most engaged we have seen our campus connect since I've been here in 3 years.
We saw people say relational poverty is a serious issue, and as a result, we've seen hundreds and hundreds of people get connected to a life group.
If you'd like to play a part in the change that's happening in your city, it's never too late. All you have to do is talk to your campus staff to learn about your next steps of meeting the needs of people in your community. Hey, Life.Church, I want to welcome you to 9,000 Feet. I'm here with a small team of people from our church. We're going to go check out some work of our newest global mission partner, Tear Fund, some of the amazing work they're doing to bring restoration to people in impoverished communities, all through the local church. I'd love for you to come along with me as we learn more about them. Check it out.
We're so excited about working with Life.Church. You see, the partnership that we're doing together isn't about giving things to people, but rather it's about working with the local church here in Uganda and across the world in poor communities and helping those churches reach out to some of the poorest people.
It's true that people are poor, but it's also true that people have resources. Because we believe that where God has placed his people, he has also given them resources. When people are empowered, they're able to identify those resources and use those resources to make their life better.
So one of my favorite things I've noticed is how much Tier Fund puts the local church at the center of everything they do. It is development, but it's not just about money. It's about the heart, and it all starts with the local church.
Whoa. So what we try and do is put the Bible at the heart of development and help people learn who they are in God, what resources they have to deal with their problems, and what the role of the local church is.
Tell me, what's one of your favorite stories that you've seen from the people you've met?
My favorite story is a guy named Kenneth. Over 16 years ago, he was an alcoholic, dropped out of school. Years later, committed his life to Christ, and then decided to go back to school. He persevered, he finished, and now he's pastoring a church back in that same area, reaching those same people that he used to drink with all those years ago.
Just a connectedness and a shared vision and mission. Even though we're worlds apart in the United States and Uganda, we both are coming together as the church, the hope of the world.
Life.Church, thank you so much. Because of your irrational generosity, we're able to lead the way together to enable the local church to be the hope of the world.
It's so much fun to see what God can do through our church as we remain faithful to our mission of leading people to become fully devoted followers of Christ. And I want to say thank you to all of you who give, serve, and pray faithfully. It's you that allows people to ultimately find God and truly find life.